Welcome, Speed Gaming fans, to the SGLive 2022 Winners Round 3 match between Lynx and Cutie. My name is Eddie, and join with me today in this commentary booth is the fantastic Eden8. Eden, hello.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all excited for this match. It's going to be a good one, because these runners have pretty close PBs. Like, Cutie's got a 41.19, and Lynx has a 41.48, so 30 seconds between them, and also their average qualifying time also had about 30 seconds between them, so I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be another electrifying match. For those of you who weren't able to catch the Oats versus Ruya match, the other Winners Round 3 match, definitely go check that out. Possibly one of the best races we've had in the tournament so far. But, I mean, I've got to say, Lynx versus Cutie, this is going to be another good matchup. Cutie is definitely one of the fastest any percent run in the entire world, but Lynx is the runner-up from last year's SGL 2021, and has had so much race experience and is just such a good runner, has been putting in all the work recently. So I don't know, this is going to be exciting. I'm really excited to see both these players race.
Yeah, Lynx has been incredibly consistent. He's been getting a ton of 42s, like 2x range. He actually did a no reset right before this race and got a 42.28, I believe. So he's definitely not one to be discounted out of this race.
No, yeah, definitely not. I mean, just the last few days we've been seeing Lynx crank out 41s. I think he got like 2 PBs in just like the last week. So, I mean, on top of just being an absolute monster at this game, just being incredibly fast, he is an incredibly consistent runner. There's something to be said about someone just being incredibly fast but not having that consistency. But when we're talking consistency, Lynx is definitely one of the ones up there at the
Absolutely, Eddie. Those series are 46.06 and a 46.58. So we got a good start so far. It's looking pretty good.
I'm gonna try to get that synced up with Lynx and Cutie for a little bit. Cutie's timer was a little bit behind, but yep, looks like yeah, players neck and neck so far. That was 246s for both these runners. Is that correct?
Don't ask me. I'm really bad with timings.
Yeah, I think they both got a 46, and you can see right now. I mean, they're pretty much side by side in their times right now.
Yeah, it's like we're watching a duplication of the stream.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say who is going to win in this match. I mean, it's just another every match starting from this point on in the winners bracket is really going to be tough. Cutie is, I think people often think of Cutie as potentially the person that may go for the next 40, especially given the fact that he's got a 40.19. But he hasn't. I feel like he hasn't been putting as much time in the game recently as Lynx has. So it's always going to be tough to say, like in a race setting, who's going to be the favorite here. I think it's easy to say that Cutie might be the favorite here, but you never really know. You never really know.
Yeah, I think because Cutie, he is really good at derusting, because quite often he like takes breaks from the game and then he comes back and then he's like, bam, here's a new PB for you guys. But I guess he never really forgets all the like fast strats that he does.
Eden, can you imagine if all the time that Cutie spent on Twitter, if he spent that on playing the game? Can you imagine how incredibly good he would be? I think he'd have a 39 at this point.
Yeah, I think he would have a 2.5 mile on queue watching him play on the big screen.
All right, so we got some of the hardest early game rooms coming up. We got the pit room, the climb, and the parlor. Let's see if these players can get that pit boost. No pit boost for Cutie. Oh, a little bit of a stumble there. And Lynx does not go for the pit boost strategy part of the reason why he doesn't do that is Lynx actually goes for the behemoth climb, whereas you'll see the wall jump climb for Cutie here. Now, the reason why you may not want to go for pit boost, which is you kind of take a deboost. Ooh, Cutie taking a fall right there. Is because when you do the climb strat that Cutie's doing, you tend to grab a little farm from one of the pirates at the end to recover your health. Now, when you do the ledge grab climb, you don't actually farm that pirate, so sometimes you won't have maximum health, so there's a little less incentive to do that. So Lynx not doing necessarily the most optimal strats in this early game. But Lynx, once again, showing his consistency, gets through those difficult rooms early on, whereas Cutie took a few falls. So, yeah, Lynx grabbing that bombs first.
Yeah, you can probably see the nervousness with these runners, with Cutie's like couple of falls and climb right there. But you know, it's still early game. We've already seen Cutie like catch up with Lynx on specific rooms just by going for a slightly like faster like strat.
Oh no!
So, oh no, Cutie having a blunder fight.
Got only 2 missiles from that first BT spread. So that's actually just RNG getting scammed like that. So Cutie not being able to do the 1 cycle on BT. Ooh, Lynx having some trouble in the Alcatraz right now. So yeah, a little bit of RNG for bad RNG for Cutie. A little bit of missed execution at the start. But both players, you know, getting through. And we'll see if Cutie can catch up to Lynx.
Absolutely, like I say, it's very early right now. We've got the entire game to play just yet, but I'm sure the RNG could get better for sure. We've seen people get terrible super drops in Torian, and that's why we've seen quite a few runners in this tournament get 25-10 and I think I've seen Cutie go for 15 before in runs, but it's like you don't really want to be doing that in a matchup like this.
Yes, yeah, 15 missiles in a race setting is just a little bit too dangerous. I think in the end you're going to be saving something on the roll of 5 seconds, assuming you get all the drops that you want. But it's just so dangerous. You're massively increasing your chances of just failing the run at the very. But yeah, I mean, as Ruya has once said, it often feels like these runners are going to be running PRKD, almost certainly. Even though the early game, you know, can gain or lose time a lot in this early game, it doesn't really feel like the match starts until after Gravity, after Fantoon, because, you know, it's just 11-15 seconds can just be gain or loss just off of that Fantoon pattern. Moat is going to potentially be a great equalizer to both of these runners. So you never really know until kind of after that wreck ship segment, and then it almost feels like that's kind of where the game starts.
Yeah, I mean, this early game is like just so irritating, I guess, when you run like PRKD, because you have to do like the same thing just to get back to where you were, like if you like get a bad Fantoon pattern, for example. And it's quite it can be quite demoralizing actually, because it is like you know, 10 minutes into the run, so you have to play the same 10 minutes all over again.
Yes.
But yeah, there's not really that much to be worried about here, except, you know, if you end up having like low health for whatever reason, or if you like hack up the red tower climb. This is not a commentator's curse.
All right.
Both of these runners will get a good climb, I promise.
Okay, Lynx going for a more conservative strat. And Cutie going for a faster strat. Lynx almost fell there, but recovered really quickly. But just like that, Cutie is caught up to Lynx.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was trying to say earlier. Cutie is just really good at capitalizing those faster room times to like get that time save.
Yeah, so, you know, Lynx looked like he was trying to do some sort of Hellway farm strategy. Ended up killing a few bugs, but didn't actually grab the drops. I think it's because he was primarily trying to farm some of these bugs up ahead, but I think he kind of got he flubbed it up a little bit, and I think it flustered him up, and then he just kind of moved on. But yeah, I mean, here we go.
I really don't like LynxX's health now because he took quite a few hits. So being on 108, I don't really like that. But I mean, Lynx is also on 132.
Yeah, so Fantoon's body and Flames all hit for 40 damage, so that means Cutie can take 3 hits without dying. Lynx can only take 2 hits before dying. Oh, CWJ attempt for Cutie. See if you can get this jump across the moat. Nice.
Nice.
CWJ attempt for Lynx too.
Yeah, that looks good. No.
Oh, Lynx taking a fall in the moat. You know, there was a point. You know, Lynx was grinding hundo for quite a bit before coming back into any percent. And Lynx used to be extremely confident in his CWJ, but unfortunately, it looks like he dipped into the moat this time. So that's gonna be a little bit of a time loss. So Cutie pulling ahead right now, but here we go. We got the Fantoon coming up.
Yeah, this will be a pretty big differentiator. Like if QT for whatever reason gets 2 slows, for example, and Lynx gets 2 fasts, it will become more tied up.
Yeah, and you know, I've got to say, like we mentioned and alluded to before, Lynx does have a little bit less health, so that fast pattern can be a little bit dangerous, especially that left fast. You often will take a free hit there, and that could always get a little bit scary. But let's see here. No fast for Cutie. Will he get the mid? No mid, so that's a slow for Cutie. Yep. Okay, that's a good opening Doppler for Cutie. Slow fast. That's a slow fast. Let's see if you can get the 2 round. Oh, misses the super. Oh, fast for Lynx.
Yeah, so. Oh,
wait,
Lynx
fast for Lynx? I think Lynx can 2 round this. Oh,
no.
Also misses the super. Okay, so potentially we got a 75% chance for a mid here for Lynx.
No, looks like a slow
punish. Unfortunately, that's going to be a little bit more of a time loss for Lynx, but I think he's got this under control. Resources looking fine. But yeah, Cutie maintaining that lead. Cutie also having perfect resources leaving Fantoon. 199 HP, 15 missiles, 5 supers, 5 power bombs. That's literally perfect resources.
Yeah, Lynx wants some supers and power bomb drops here for sure. Oh no, poor Lynx. So
yeah, only 2 supers. You know, it's okay. If you don't get any of the power bombs, that's kind of the scary part. But yeah, 2 supers is a little bit of a scam. He's gonna have to employ some farming strats. Each super in general that you have to farm is gonna probably cost you 1 extra second, which is a big deal in these kinds. But yeah, Cutie taking a nice little lead right here at this point. We're gonna have to see if this attic goes well for Cutie.
You know, I just have to say, I love seeing Cutie do like a really like good attic. I mean, now that I'm saying that, he kind of messed up killing that atomic. But if you've never seen Cutie do a KPDR attic, you're missing out, chat.
All right, so yeah, Cutie kind of flubbed that mistake. Let's see if Lynx, I believe he also goes for the 2 for 1 in the end. It looks like Lynx was able to get that. Let's see if he can get the 2 for 1. This 1 super kind of hit both. Oh yeah, that was a perfect attic for Lynx.
Absolutely. Also, both runners have really nice health going into bowling here. I've seen runners get really hacked in like attic, and they like get hit by the enemies in there. So it is kind of scary for them. But both on 999. Sorry, 999, 99. Both on 99 health.
So Lynx did a little farming strat over there and was able to get an extra super. So honestly, Lynx's resources looking not that bad at all. Cutie has perfect resources effectively. Having 10 supers, 3 power bombs, that's about the most you can ask for. Lynx will probably do a 1 or 2 farm in the cac room and the caterpillar room heading back down. So in the end is probably going to lose another 1 or 2 seconds on Cutie. But yeah, still anyone's game here. We got a lot of Super Metroid left to play.
Yeah, I do have to say a 1344 rarity grab for Cutie here is not that bad considering he lost that time in the climb and on Bomb Torizo. So, and Lynx is only about 20 seconds behind-ish. So, still quite close here.
Yeah, I mean, in a race setting, you just take what you can get. It's very often that if these players are going for PB attempts, as long as you can get a cross grab and you get to play Super Metroid, that's kind of like all you can really ask for. So, given a one race setting where there's no resetting, these times are perfectly acceptable.
Definitely. I think Cutie will probably be happy with that sub 14 at least.
All right, so we saw Cutie skip the farm on those cacks. We're probably going to see Lynx farm some of the cacks right here. This is something that you would typically skip and try to save time if you have 8+ supers. But yeah, here Lynx is going to do a 1 farm. You want to be having it. You want to have at least 8 supers typically leaving that area. So yeah, Lynx just farming 1, not farming 2.
Ooh. Yeah, Cutie just missing that D boost there.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up to that upper Norfair section. Everything here is going to be... Nothing here is going to really kill you, but a lot of the execution for these strategies are quite difficult. So like this particle deboost, Lynx was able to get it. So Lynx coming up and saving a little bit of time right there on Cutie. So yeah, Cutie definitely can't take it easy. This is, once again, as we said, not an area where you're going to die, but... the execution in all these rooms is quite difficult, so if Cutie slips up, Lynx is absolutely going to catch up.
Yeah. I think a place that I've seen before, again, this is not a commentator's curse, but a lot of the times people mess up the Bubble Mountain strat, like whether they mess up the ice strat or they go for the wall jumps. That loses quite a bit of time, and I've seen like runners just catch up because of that. So yeah, the execution here, like you said, although it's not gonna be like devastating, it's definitely gonna have some room for error.
Yep. Eden, Cutie opened up the ice store with the super on the way down. I was not aware that he employed that strategy anymore. So as you can see, Lynx did not super the ice store. That makes me wonder if he's gonna do this little left side business center up to save a few frames. I was not aware that that's something that he was employing. Maybe it's something he practiced recently.
I'm gonna be real, Eddie. I was only aware that people did that when I was watching the matchup yesterday.
It's a new strat. No, okay,
Alright,
so he's
cool.
not. All right, that's okay. It's still a little bit easier because you can just spaze at the door. It's not really that much of a difference, but not many people go for it. It's not really a huge deal because it's not saving you time. It's not saving you time in the room when you actually shoot the super. But yeah, nice little swag by Cutie, and he's gonna head over and grab this ice beam.
Oh. He kind of accidentally tried running away from the ice beam before actually grabbing it.
Yep, that's what happens when you try to go a little bit too fast. Sometimes you make a little bit of a mistake and just go too fast.
Yep. Oh, look at that ice escape right there. No, that's what you want to see.
Absolutely clean. Let's see if he gets scammed right here with this little stumble. Nope. Oh, but he kind of messed that up. That little room right there that Cutie just passed by is always interesting because you have to go in with like just the right amount of run speed, or else Samus just trips. It's kind of dumb. But sometimes, depending on slopes, Samus can just kind of trip and fall. Let's see if that happens for Lynx. Nope, no tripping and falling for Lynx. So both of those players getting across just fine. Upper Rising Tide for Cutie.
Yep. I feel like he's done this strat for a really long time. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him do the lower strat.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been following him since like 2020, so that's a long time.
All right, so Cutie gets that right side. Let's see. Lynx does an ice stairs strat. I definitely stole this from him, but this is always a really pretty one to watch. Nice.
I've never seen. Well, I think maybe I have seen it, but it's quite rare to see people freeze those flyers like that.
Yeah, so that strat that Lynx does, I stole that from him as well. It's about half a second slower than actually going for right side, but you're a lot more in control of the room as opposed to you know, kind of relying on either a frame perfect or a 2 frame perfect wall jump. And so I really do like that strategy. Obviously it is slower, so you know, when you see someone like Zost run it, he's gonna prefer something to the right side. Ooh.
God, that was a terrible farm for Cutie. Only
Cutie?
getting 1 super out of that. I
Cutie
mean,
going with 6 is kind of surprising. I thought he'd keep farming there. I want to see how Lynx approaches this actually.
yeah, Link. Oh, they're both getting really terrible drops here.
Yeah, Cutie's is a little bit worse because he didn't even have like kind of like the max missiles. So yeah, both these players I think realizing like this is close enough where I don't want to just spend too much time farming, but you really want to leave with at least 7 or 8. And that'll give you the highest chances of getting the maximum amount of supers after the kind of like the metal pirates before Ridley. But both of these players thinking like I can't spend time here. Like I have to catch. I can't like wait because Lynx is thinking I can't wait because Cutie is ahead of me, and Cutie is just like I got to maintain my lead, so I can't just farm here for like 5 years. So yeah, in a little bit of a sense, they're kind of relying on a little bit of luck because every super that they don't have really slows down that Ridley fight.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen people go into Ridley with like 5 or 6 supers, compared to someone who's like got more like 9, and it is crazy because the time difference. Don't quote me on this. It is usually like 10 or so seconds, probably more.
Yep. Okay, so held my breath a little bit there for Cutie's Lava Spark. He gets it. We're gonna have to see if Lynx gets this because this is not an easy trick. It's scary. Let's see if Lynx can get this Lava Spark.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
Okay, good for both players. All right. So Eden, as you said, no commentator's curse, but I have seen both of these players have some issues with worst room in the game. Cutie, being infamous for it, I think had a worst room in the game reset in his actual 41-19 PB. So I'm holding my breath here.
We're not even in worst room of the game, and
Cutie
can't seem to get these stutters in.
Yeah. All right. Worst room in the game for Cutie.
Also, I just sort of realized Cutie is gonna do the X Factor strats on Ridley, and Lynx isn't.
Yes. So let's see if Lynx can get up here first. I think Lynx is completely good as long as he balls over this pirate. Yeah. Okay, so both players looking like they're in real good shape. As long as they don't make any mistakes over there, I don't expect these players to die. Yeah, Eden, as you said before, Cutie is someone that does X Factors on Ridley, so you definitely... Oh! Lynx took a hit right there. That's really dangerous.
Terrible.
He's probably still okay, especially if he can get some health right here. Please give him some health. All right, 2 bigs health for Lynx.
He skipped it.
It's okay, it's okay. So the part Cutie's in right now, the Skigas can hit you for 40. If you mess up this manip, it can be bad, but Lynx does have 2 chances to kind of get through. Oh, he only has 1 because of that flame. So yeah, let's just hope that Lynx can get this manip on the Skigas.
Lynx, stop! Please don't die.
Okay, he's fine. He's fine as long as that Skiga
don't do the potatoes, Lynx.
Lynx is fine. Lynx is fine.
Both?
He should be okay, but that's not a good hit because yeah, he's health bombed right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the health refill here, but yeah, that's not gonna give him the supers that he wants. That's the only issue when you take this hit.
So yeah, Cutie on 8 supers here into Ridley. Lynx is on 7 right now, but we'll spend 1 on the door.
Yeah, so it's definitely looking a little bit better for Cutie here, but you never really know what'll happen with Ridley. Was that only 2? Oh, Lynx
he got both supers from the bugs.
Nice. Okay, let's see if Lynx can get oh, it looks like he got a bad opening. So unfortunately, there's a chance that Ridley, if his tail is kind of locked in position and doesn't whip out in the beginning, you can tell that you get a bad entry opening for the beam fight. And so Lynx not being able to employ any sort of manip that you can do in the beam fight, just due to a little bit of bad luck, but so far it looks like he has this fight under control. So we'll have to see how this execution pans out.
Cutie getting quite a few pogos here, and Lynx is getting them as well. The pogo strats is usually pretty good in terms of Ridley RNG, because it kind of allows the runners to like angle up with the charge beam like so, and then once Ridley is like red, you can just literally fire up those super missiles into him, and it makes it easier than when he does the swoop pattern.
Yeah, so Lynx definitely had a little bit of bad RNG early on in this fight. And the reason for that is sometimes Ridley has like a 1 in 32 chance of just kind of pogoing backwards, and I think he got that a few times. Oh,
Lynx!
Okay, he's alive. He's fine. So,
oh my god.
You know, depending on how much farm he gets here, he may have to go for the Ridley E-Tank. We're gonna have to see, because if he just gets no health from this fight...
No, he's got no supers. 124 is doable, but he's gonna sort of have to be careful here.
He's gonna have to farm. Cutie, I don't know if you saw... Oh, this health is not looking good for Cutie. Cutie actually did a Metal Pirates farm, leaving, but, you know, we have to watch both these runners here, because this could be a double KO. It's very possible. Okay, Lynx is going to do a farm. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Lynx really wanted to farm that, but... Okay, he's risking it. Lynx is risking it at this point, because...
Oh, Lynx.
This is not good. This is really bad.
Lynx.
This is really bad for Lynx.
Okay, this is fine, chat, surely.
Oh no, Lynx cannot take a single hit from these key hunters.
Oh my
We need to hold our breath here. We have to watch Lynx. He needs to get this minute properly.
Cutie, no! Okay, careful, Cutie, don't get hit again. I can't.
Oh my gosh. Cutie with 6 HP can't go for this ball boost. Lynx does the minute properly, has 36 health, but still has to get across the 3 musketeers. I can only imagine the pressure that's on these runners right now, because this is extremely nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm over here like panicking. I can't even imagine what it's like for them right now.
Okay, will Lynx get across the 3 musketeers? 1 hit is death.
Please, Cutie. No, not Cutie, Lynx. I can't.
No!
No! No!
Lynx taking the death. That's so unfortunate. Okay, so Lynx going ahead. He's just going to restart as fast as possible. Gonna keep going, but, you know, unfortunately, what ended up happening is, yeah, he missed that jump at the top, but I think Lynx, even with that, realized, oh no, that top musketeer was in a really bad spot. That top musketeer was actually hanging on the left side, so even if he made that jump, he might have still died because of the way that the top one was manipulated. Unfortunately, it looks like he was just kind of getting blocked there. So I don't know, that Lynx might have noticed that, and that might have been why he kind of whiffed the jump, because he might have been trying to like hang on the right side a little bit longer. But unfortunately, Lynx taking that death there puts Cutie in a really good situation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not out of the woods just yet. Again, no commentator's curse. But there are definitely ways for Cutie to die, like on Dragon, for example. You can get incredibly unlucky with the chain damage, and also even in Torian, he could get hacked by the drops and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know until you know, you get onto that ship. But yeah, that's just an unfortunate way to do it. I mean, we've actually seen in this tournament, we've had some people, we've had people's Super Nintendos explode leaving Wave, notably Omnigazer versus Ivan in the silver bracket. Ivan left the Wave Beam room, and I think his game actually just crashed. So we've seen some crazy things happen. You don't really know until the very end. So Lynx is going to keep playing this out while he can. And Cutie, so far, taking out Kraid, is going to be heading over to Meridia. Getting kind of smacked in the party room a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, he got the like manipulation fine. It was just the I think he just missed the ledge grab or the jump or something.
Yep. All right, so
And-
Cutie, I think, has kind of realized that this is a situation. He's grabbing that credit tank just to make sure that he's completely safe.
Yeah, the extra E-tank is completely fine in this situation. Like, how much of time loss would it be? Like 10 seconds, maybe?
You know, given
probably
the fanfare and
slightly
everything, I think it is somewhere in the realm of 20 plus seconds-ish. So
Right,
it's
'cause-
definitely not something he would do, you know, if obviously this was a closer race, but I think Cutie just kind of knows the situation here and is going to guarantee that he's not going to take some sort of like completely random death.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's sort of trying to reduce the possibility that he'll die somewhere, but like I said, the Dragon fight that's about to come up can be kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if you kind of don't get the 2-spark kill, things can go off the rails really quick because you kind of have everything under control. You know that Dragon can swoop twice, or you know, swoop goop or goop swoop, something like that. But if you kind of let it go on beyond, Dragon sometimes just freaks out and just swoops at you like 100 times, and then you just lose all the time, or you might just end up dying.
Oh, Cutie getting a
Cutie.
really gross bot wing pattern right there.
Yeah, Cutie having some issues, I think, with some of the supers. Obviously, it's okay for him, but you know, that's not the kind of bot-tune fight he wanted to have right there.
Yeah, it wasn't the one round, you know?
No. And unfortunately for Hockey, no Yahtzee attempt because Cutie did just grab that Crate E-Tank instead of that bot-tune E-Tank. So, opted to skip the bot-tune E-Tank. Unfortunate for Hockey if he's in chat. No Yahtzee attempt here.
I really thought he was gonna 4-tank this, so it's interesting that he decided to skip it. Maybe he might get it on the way out of Dragon, possibly.
Mm-hmm. You know, you didn't... I'm gonna be completely honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Cutie needed a save there.
I would have saved.
I think Cutie needed to save there. Because, like we were alluding to before, bad things can happen in Dragon. Now, someone of Cutie's level is almost certainly not going to die to Dragon. Commentator's curse. I'm not trying to do it, right? But, like, things can happen. Cutie understands, like, how he's not going to get this chain damage. But you don't really know. You know, like, it's just something crazy can happen. Cutie employing some double X factors that Zoe stood there. Yeah.
The Nefty Spark.
That is the Nefty Spark, yes. So if this spark doesn't kill, like if Cutie sparks here, he absolutely could just die completely randomly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be. I don't want to be that person, but I'm pretty sure Cutie did die to Dragon in one of the qualifier matches.
Yes. Okay. All right.
We're out of the woods, chat.
He's fine, and gets the spike suit. That was pretty swag.
Yeah. Kind of showing off.
I think Cutie would have absolutely gone for another spark if you know, if the situation called for it, but I think he understands that if Dragon has not that much health and you go for the spark, Samus ends up killing Dragon in the hitbox of Dragon, and that's how you end up getting chain damage like 15 times and you just take the death. And so that's why Cutie just unloaded all the missiles in the end. There's a lot of benefits on why you would want to kill the Dragon with the spark, but yeah, Cutie just... okay, so this is why Cutie saved the
prediction came true. I'm a genius, chat. Alright. The swag speedball as well in that botwing room. You'd love to see it, chat.
Alright, so we do have Lynx heading back over to Fantoon for round 2, and we have Cutie, after finishing the final boss, we'll be heading over to Turian.
Yeah, I mean, His ammo isn't the worst right now. He's probably gonna go for the one farm. Like his loadout could be a lot worse right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of thinking like realistically, Cutie could just save on the ship. How do you feel about Cutie's health, Eden?
I think it's pretty scary. I think he should save on the ship just in case. You know, I think the amount of E-tanks he has is just ridiculous.
Yeah, so for those who are tuning in, Lynx had to do LN escape with effectively one shot left before dying in LN. Tried to do a little quick Metal Pirates farm, but messed that up. So yeah, basically had one shot for the majority of LN. And made it to the very end, and unfortunately, the final Musketeer, well, I guess the second one got him. So he did take that death. He was a little bit behind Cutie, but yeah, it was tough. Slaughter's in the chat with some trash talk. I like that.
Slotus is a Super Metroid coach for the people.
Yes.
That's all I will say. He taught me Zeb Skip, alright? He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I like that friendly banter in SM, you know? And I mean, Slaughter's banter is anything but friendly, but I do like when Slaughter sort of blasts some people. It's always a funny one.
Alright, what Phantom pattern do you think Lynx is gonna get? Do you think he's gonna get too fast again?
I'm gonna go with a slow fast.
Slow fast.
Yes,
just like what Cutie got.
Yep, right side slow. So it's Phantom's gonna go right, and it's gonna be a slow. Okay, I lied.
I love the fast right. It's my favorite pattern to start out with.
Ooh, looks like it's gonna be a fast mid right here. Oh, commentator's curse. No. I think Lynx actually got hit with that rare slow right there too.
Yeah, the right slow.
Mm-hmm. All right, nice 2-round for Lynx. All right, and here we go. We have Turian for Cutie. Now, you know, Eden, it's very possible that something ridiculous happens to Cutie and he just gets like no resources. And I'm sure he's going to go ahead and, you know, save at, or not save, but if he got like no supers here, he would just reset M4. Okay, yeah, well, he just got hooked up right there, so.
I mean, he's full on missiles, so like the chances of him like getting absolutely hacked. Okay, now that I've said that, he obviously got hacked.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I think he's gonna get like no supers because of you now.
I'm sorry, Cutie. Please forgive me. Oh my goodness, this Metroid does not want to get out.
These Metroid rooms here. All right, so Cutie's gonna be fine. Once again, even if he doesn't come out of here with at least 29, obviously, he's got plenty of time to just open up all the doors and come back and missile refill. But yeah, there we go. Nice little Rinka deboost too, so that's gonna save him a little 20 extra health because he doesn't take damage from these hoppers.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 4 E-tanks, but when we were all watching that Oats race the other day, and he had like 23 health or something like that, it was so scary.
All right, will Cutie get this baby skip?
Maybe. I don't see why he just doesn't do the spring ball baby skip. It's faster.
Yeah, that's a good question, Eden. Why doesn't he just do this one? Seems like he should have stopped by and grabbed that item from Shack Tool. I don't really know. It would have been a huge time save right there.
I think that might have counted as BMing at that point.
All right, so Cutie going ahead and taking the save. If Cutie didn't take the save, I would have to imagine he just like forgot or something, because or he wasn't watching the stream, which at this point, given the safeties he took, there's no way. But yeah, that would have been pretty scary if he didn't grab that save.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sensible thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, Eden, as we were talking about, this is a $14,000 prize pool. So every win at this point is actually a significant amount of money, and Cutie absolutely wants to guarantee that he will take this victory. Once again, presumably Cutie finishes this match out. Lynx is not out of the tournament. It is double elimination, so he will have to fight his way up the bracket. But you know, this is a nice victory for Cutie to take because he doesn't have to fight a few extra runners on the way up, and still maintains that extra life in this bracket.
Absolutely. Although, I was gonna say this right at the end, but the person who wins this match is gonna go up against Oats and Goats. So that's a pretty big order. But it's gonna be great no matter the outcome here.
Yes, I mean, all the matches in the winners bracket at this point are all ridiculously scary. I mean, when you're talking about like race setting, when you're saying, you know, someone like Oats or someone like Lynx may not be the favorite in a match, that's how you know this tournament is stacked. You know, you got runners like Cutie, Zos, Slaughter, Zenny on the other side of the bracket as well.
Slaughter's 27.
Slaughter's 27, right? In this chat, watching his potential future opponents. Yeah, I mean, it's scary for anyone, even Zost. It's scary for anyone because any of these players, if they play well, could bust out a 41. And it's just going to be, there's only been a handful of those in racing history. And that just goes to show the level of play that we have actually in this winner's bracket of this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen some crazy times all around. I kind of alluded to this earlier, but like even in the qualifiers, people were getting like mid 42s, and like that's just insane to think about in like a race setting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you get a mid 42 in a race. I mean, in the vast majority of cases, you expect to win. That's a really strong time. People work hard to even get a 42 in the first place just for their PB. So, I mean, in a race setting, to run a 42 is incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like the chances for Cutie to sort of mess up and die randomly are slowly fizzling out. And if all goes well, he should be getting like a 43 question mark.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Just kind of depends. After the escape sequence starts, you can kind of add maybe 65 seconds afterwards. That would be roughly his time, assuming he does the escape properly.
Assuming he does it properly. Maybe you should save the animals.
So yeah, once again, as we mentioned before, the prize pool at the moment is for the gold bracket is $13,000 and $13,900. $100 is for the silver bracket as well. Assuming we get the $500 for having one of the top 3 biggest prize pools, that would put the gold bracket prize pool at $14,400. So, given that those numbers are correct, this victory nets Cutie a nice $360 bag. That's a pretty good amount of money to be good at Super Metroid.
Yeah, Cutie, remember that we were friends before you got this money, alright? Wink wink.
Yeah, Cutie, don't forget.
Don't forget me when you're famous, bro.
Don't forget us when you're famous. All players who have completed In the Money can now officially call themselves professional Super Metroid speedrunners. Legitimate professionals having made money in the tournament.
Yeah, they can start an esports group now.
Alright, so Cutie getting out that spark. Final parlor room. Let's see if he chooses to save the animals or if he just goes ahead and runs to the ship. Nope, he's out of there.
Wow, can't believe.
When you're a Super Metroid professional like Cutie, you don't have time to save the animals.
Yeah. Alright, well, Cutie has finished with an official race time of 43:44. GG's.
Get your GGs in chat for Cutie. Lynx has officially forfeited, taking that death. Definitely too far ahead to have caught back up, but great race for both. Lynx really sticking it out to the end. Took that death from the Three Musketeers, but had to do that LN with effectively like one shot left. Almost made it to the very end. Couldn't quite make it, but hats off to both these runners. Great race overall.
For sure. I wonder if either of these runners are going to join us for an interview.
I think we got Cutie over here in the setup booth. Cutie, I can always rely on Cutie to join us for these interviews. He loves he loves talking about kind of what happened in the race. So we'll see if he can get in here. We can we can kind of pick his brain on what he was thinking about in the race. All right.
Hello, Cutie.
Hello, Cutie.
What's up?
GG's.
So, I saw the poll. I was going to do it. Full disclosure, I was going to save the animals, and then I got Godsteam and Parlor, and I was like, I can't waste this. It would feel too bad.
Oh my gosh, there's a poll and you didn't save the animals? Okay, well, it looks like
it started after I finished, but I was planning to, full disclosure, until I got Godsteam and Parlor, and I was like, I can't. It would hurt me too much to let this go to waste.
Well, it looks like the poll answered anyway, so you're safe here. But I might have had to disqualify you if you did if you disobeyed the poll.
Yeah.
So I was making it a point to not watch because I generally don't, because it just makes me more nervous. Usually I check at bowling, and in this case I checked at the elevator leaving Norfair to go to Crave. And when I saw the situation, I started playing really safe, honestly too safe, because I actually forgot I could just save before Mother Brain until I got there, and I was like, oh yeah, I can just save my game. That's a game mechanic.
Very foreign concept for you.
Yes, it is.
Speedrunner forgets to save.
Yeah, I just like forgot that it was an option until I got there. But yeah, I ended up playing like way too safe, I think. I mean, on the Dragon fight, I pretty much, when I messed up the spark, I thought I saw the leg frames, and that's why I really don't like trusting them in runs. It always steers me wrong. I just should just go back to pure reaction for that. But when I realized I didn't, I sparked up on purpose then, because otherwise I'd have gotten grabbed. And at that point, I didn't know how much health Dragon had left, so I didn't want to just like risk sparking her.
Exactly.
In chain damage, so I just, started pseudo screwing her, so I thought she was dead, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm dead.
Yeah, we were really confused for a bit because we were like, why doesn't he just save before Dragon? And then that stuff happened. We were like, yeah, this is why.
Yeah. I completely forgot that it was an option. Like I just did.
Yeah, if you died there, I don't even know. Like,
I was trying. Oh, I know. I was trying to delay the E-Tank tech too. And so if I really would have died there, I'd have been like, that'd have been embarrassing.
So Cutie. So basically, what you're telling me is you did the intentional Nevity spark to the ceiling.
At that point, yes, I realized that I did not react properly, and I sparked up.
Got you. Okay. So asking Dragon if Dragon wanted free nitro, so sparking directly to the ceiling. Want some? Shout out to Nevdy, by the way. But yeah. So Cutie, we were talking about this, but given the prize pool that we have, we had some very generous donations recently. I think totaling $1,900, bringing up, assuming we get the $500 bonus at the end. That brings our prize pool up to $14,400. So this victory right here guarantees you at least $360. Any thoughts and feelings on today's match regarding that?
It seems that the prize pool is generating hype for like people watching, but I mean, I'd be participating in this without it, so it's kind of like not really on my mind while I'm playing. Yeah, it's easy to like just say that because you think about it, you're just like, wow, that's quite a prize pool. But when I'm playing, it's definitely the last thing on my mind because the way I see it, I'd be doing this anyway.
Yep.
So,
all right, well that's the gamer cold mentality that you got there, ready to ready to beat some people up in the speedrunning tournament. But yeah, I mean, $360, that's a nice amount of Sonic Red Bull slushies for you. Cutie.
There's summer only, so I'm gonna have to wait until next summer to get my Red Bull slushies from Sonic, which means I can't be till next summer.
Yep. All right. So yeah, Cutie, any final thoughts on that race? Were you able to keep tabs on kind of where Lynx was in the match throughout, or is that something that you kind of only check at like G4 or bowling or something like that?
I check at bowling to know how I want to play Upper Norfair.
Yeah.
At least in this run I did, especially because with that beginning, 449 bombs and then 1 missile drop from BT, yep. I was already like 15 seconds behind a good run. Right? It was at 5 minutes in, I'm already 15 seconds behind a good run. So especially on a run like that kind of gravity time, I'm checking at bowling. If my gravity time was like 13.2x, 13.1x, I would have just been like, I'm probably ahead and play it that way. Because usually checking just makes me more nervous because it reminds me of the situation that's going on instead of being able to just take myself out of the situation and play the game. So I checked at bowling and played Upper Norfair accordingly. And then I checked again, leaving Lower Norfair. I had some unfortunate Ridley mistakes / luck that did not help me very much either. But I felt that the lead I had at Gravity, I probably kept it. I hadn't known that he died at that point. I did have a heart attack, though, in Three Musketeers. I was going to go for the D-boost, and I forgot exactly. The Key Hunter didn't come over, and I just, it threw me for a loop, and I just, jumped early and hit my head because the Key Hunter didn't come over, and I was like, what is going on?
I think Eden actually was about to collapse and die when that happened.
I mean, I've had stuff like that happen to me on pace so much. It's just you don't think too much. You're just like, it's good. No, I'm fine. I have 5 extra HP.
Yep. All right, so...
The scariest part of those situations, though, because I had enough to take 2 hits. I wasn't super scared of the Three Musketeers. I'm always scared of the Viola coming out.
Yep.
Even if I remember, I always feel like I'm going to, accidentally get hit one of these days.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So Cutie, with that win, you are going to be up against Oats in round 4. Any thoughts on that matchup?
He is killing it in any percent right now. I'm going to have to play a lot better if I want to win that one.
Okay, that's actually really nice. I was kind of hoping for some nasty trash talk.
You want some nasty trash talk? Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear that. Let's hear that. We need to hear some trash talk here.
Yeah, no. In my race against Oates, I'm going to beat his PB in the race. So he just has,
Oh, is Oates watching this right now? All right. You got any more trash talk? We got to get these clips and send it to him.
Feels Batman.
How free is this win going to be for you, Cutie?
How free is it?
Yeah.
Let's see, about $14,400 free.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, now you're trash talking like Zost and Zenny and Slaughter, so now you're extending the trash talk out pretty hard now.
I was super nervous for this race against Lynx, and I was thinking about it. It's like I've raced Zost so many times. I'm so much less nervous racing him. Zost, because it's like I'm not the favorite. I don't have anything to lose, right? If I die, I die. He's probably ahead of me if I die anyway, so I can just play super loose and free. But against an opponent that isn't we're more even in skill necessarily, a little bit closer, or I'm a little bit favored by a little bit. It's so much more nerve-wracking because I feel like the onus is on me to not screw up, as opposed to being able to just play loose and live with what happens.
Yep. Oats in the chat right now. Heard all that trash talk. It's only fueling him. Yeah. So if you want to have your chance to take shots at him when he can't fire back, this is it.
Hey, I stand by the first thing I said. The trash talk was, some Eddie power trip in there. He mind controlled me.
Power trip Eddie.
That's all right. Oates is gonna go eat some sushi and work out, and then he'll come back for to run that strong race.
No, what's gonna happen is I'll run like a 41-33 in that race, and he'll run like a 41-22, and I'll just be like, okay, cool. that could actually happen. It's not...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every race from this on out is going to be. It's nothing from this point on. I mean, starting from round 3, I would say everything is really scary. We just have such strong runners in this tournament, and it's going to be incredible.
There's never been anything like this in Super Metroid tournament races. I mean, for God's sakes, Behemoth's never lost a tournament race before. Like, this competitive, it's gnarly.
Yep. All right, Eden, you got any final questions for Cutie? I kind of was hogging the interview here.
I'm trying to think of something funny, but I'm not that creative.
How was your commentary from the queue to see the queen?
It's quite cold out here, and I hate it.
All right, so Oates clapping back a little bit, saying you're going to do a good job in the lower bracket. So I'm loving this. This is what we need. This trash talk. All right.
I mean, whoever loses our race is going to do fantastic in that lower bracket.
Yep.
So it'll be good. Cut some promos. Oh, I can go Steiner on it if you want. Get some math going.
Cutie's gonna send out a tweet later, and it's just gonna be like the WWE, when they go up next to each other face to face, and it's just gonna be that.
144 and 2/3 chance of winning. That's SGLive.
SGLive 2022. All right, so looks like we do have so Lynx after this match is going to be knocked out into the losers round 3, where he will have to play the winner of Space Jump versus the winner of MGA versus Stashio Cat. Assuming he gets past that round, he will be playing the glove. So even in the lower bracket, from this point on, it's going to be tough, kind of no matter who you are. Definitely good luck to Lynx moving on. I'm sure he'll do just great in the future rounds. But yeah, Cutie, any final things that you want to say to your fans and your enemies and opponents out there in the chat?
I don't think I have any fans. I'm pretty sure they're all Oats and Goats fans.
Wow, I just don't exist apparently. That's
yeah, we're fans of you. Okay, anything you want to say in Eden, we're fans of you. Thanks
for commentating. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
No problem, Cutie.
Yeah, and GG's again to you and Lynx.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the way it went down, but I would be lying if I said it. My heart rate dropped about 100 beats per minute when I checked the stream.
All right. Eden, you want to take us out here?
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Go follow Lynx Unlimited with 2 X's. Go follow ARealCutie. Go follow Eddie for commentating with me. You can follow me if you would really like to. And yeah, hold on. Let me just double check to see if there's any more matches today that you guys can all get in on.
We do have a few great matches actually. We have Beef Robber versus Cashmod on the silver bracket. That's going to be a good one. Assuming on commentary should be Susrame. And tonight at midnight Eastern, we have MJ versus Stashio Cat. So we got that KPDR showdown in the gold
that is
bracket.
not one to miss. If you're awake at midnight, you want to catch the MJ versus Stashio Cat.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
All right, but yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Hope you all have a nice rest of your day.
GG.